If you're an outdoor person and you get very excited about the weather being so nice and you like to host people, you like to invite them over to come and grill with you, or you just want to sit there in your porch and you want to listen to the birds chirping, you are going to love this video. I'm also going to share with you some new specimens that I've got in my garden and several other plants that I have just gotten at the nursery store. I'll share some new ideas I've got for landscaping so that it feels like you're building onto your garden every single year, that it feels intentional and that it feels like yours, exactly your vibe, exactly what you want to do. And yeah, there's so much here in this video you're gonna love. I also have some mock-ups of some garden design plans that I was able to create, and I want to show you different ideas that I have, because with any good design you can look at different alternatives, and I'm going to show you how to do that, how you can do that, and how I can help you do that. I went to Atlanta this past week to visit family, and I went to this plant nursery that is so dreamy. I wanted to find something that fit that spot that seems so bare and empty right there. It's called Twombly. Twombly. Contorted filibert. Wow. No, but this is the gem. Ooh. Look how cute my mom is. The Lenten rose and the weeping Japanese. It's pretty. Pixie Japanese maple. So this is different, Mom. I like it. This is the Emperor Japanese maple. I wanted a deep red, and I was looking at more intense reds in the Japanese maples, and I got really enamored by that like deep, rich red tone. But when I saw this, I was like, you know what, this one makes more sense. All in all, I think this tree was meant to be here. And when I came home, I was set on putting it on the other side, on the east side of the yard. But then after I started researching more about what I wanted to do in the landscaping, and I really thought this is the magical spot for several reasons. I'm going to share that here in a minute. So sometimes you have your heart set on something and then you realize, you know what? For my particular landscape, this could be the right thing for me. And hey, we're partnered up now. Look at the tree. You like my tree, Mom?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hey, my name is Cynthia, and in this channel, we talk about all the things that bring us joy and how we can create, how we can experiment, and how we can really nail it down when it comes to our homes and joyful living. The Bloodgood Japanese Maple is a fast-growing variety, but it still stays compact and manageable even for small spaces. This is the Bloodgood Japanese Maple that I purchased. I would have to say it's pretty good size. Of course, it hasn't been planted, so we have to take that spot, but it's definitely above the fence line, and that's 6 feet tall, right? So it's what, 7 feet? A lot of people like them for residential areas because they don't get too big. They're 15 to 20 feet tall and wide. And so that's pretty manageable. But they also have slow to moderate growth, usually 1 to 2 feet per year. And the Bloodgood of all of them is one of the faster growing ones. Right here is an autumn cherry tree that is going to be gorgeous. And this is the Chinese pistache that I got previously. Oh, look at the little bird. Can you see? It's a tiny, tiny little bird. By the way, birds love this area. They are just starting to love it here. Recently, I've added this trellis to help my clematis, and I'm going to be planting other climbers. I also have a coral honeysuckle here. Look at it right there. And I just recently had to add a little more support because it's growing quite a bit. This is evergreen and it's really nice for privacy, but also it's really interesting. The little flower is really cool. You see that? Pretty neat. And the Chinese pistache, the only minus of it is that it actually blooms later in the spring. So even though we're now in April, the beginning of April, it's still about to bloom. Do you see it right there? But it is beautiful and it has a lot of movement, and birds love to hang on the branches, and I hear birds all day long. So that's why I put a little spot for them here that they can come and hang out. They like all of the setup here. They like they get attracted by the clematis. I bought two more clematis and I might add them in here because this is just gorgeous. Look at it. This is my vision. The Bloodgood in the middle, then I have two hydrangeas anchoring it and also extending the hydrangeas that are on the side of the Eaglestone hollies, some hostas and some abelias and some heucheras. One reason I like it there is because it gets morning dappled sun. So do you see those pine trees? And there's the sun. And right now it's getting dappled sun. Okay. So it's hitting it here, but it's not too harsh, but it is getting sunlight because this tree likes full sun. However, the west side is there. The sun sets somewhere around there. And in the evening, the sun will go to the here where I originally wanted it. And it will hit it hard. And I'm afraid that this will get scorched. If you're in regular zone 8B, you might be okay. But because I am in the coastal area and it gets really, really hot, it's almost really 9A. This tree is not intended for zones 9 and above. It's really for zones 5 through 8. And so I'm playing my zone 8B part mostly here, taking a risk, but making smart decisions. I feel like I have nooks in the garden that are different. And there's Prince. Every time I'm recording, you go sneak on me. Come back. One thing I'm doing now that's different that will help you visualize very clearly what your space could look like is mock-ups. I'm going to give you different mock-ups of what is possible in my garden so that I can dream big, have a real big vision of where I want to go with my yard, and then kind of work it with my budget, with my time, do one section, one area at a time. So right now I'm working on the Japanese maple tree. I'm working on the landscaping in front of the concrete patio pad. And I can create a futuristic view of what it will look like. I can do it for exterior, but I can also do it for the interior. So this is someone who's moving, and this is an idea of what's possible for them. I just think it's the coolest thing ever. So if you're interested in any of this service, I do have different options that you can choose from as far as like the services that I can offer you, but it really starts with a conversation and see if we're a match and I can help you. But let me tell you why I haven't planted this. There is another situation that needs to be fixed before this goes in the ground. I've got someone tomorrow who's coming to help me and let me know if they can move this sprinkler head. Once it's planted in the ground, I'm probably going to clean it up a little bit so that it starts really creating a beautiful canopy. What's beautiful about these canopies is that they're not your typical rounded canopies. Like this one will have a more rounded canopy, and this one will also have like a pretty structured canopy. But this one is a different, more airy vibe. You can already see there's like an airy thing. The guy at the place told me, hey, maybe you can put a stick. Hold on. He was saying to maybe put a stick so I can train it. So it's not, right now it's like stuck like that. Like maybe so that split them a little bit so that they can start creating a beautiful structure. And I will do that as soon as I can plan it. My husband came through and got me someone who actually did this for a living in the past, who taught me how I could fix my own irrigation system, move sprinklers, and also we're adding a drip system hose. And with this hose, I'll be able to water individual plants too. So I'm very thrilled because now I've solved the problem. The lawn is going to get watered and then the tree won't get massacred. I'll be honest, I know how to do this myself for my own lawn, but I am no expert at this. And I might even call on our friend Tony for help in the future because I'm not an expert. So I don't want to make a video on this, but I was very happy that I solved the problem. And I will tell you that it is easy enough. So if you want to watch a video on how to do this and kind of dig up very carefully to see how your sprinkler is set up, you might be able to figure that out. What he's showing right there is that you actually make a little hole, and with the drip irrigation, he kept calling it the spaghetti hose, you can actually irrigate the individual plants. And then we were testing right there to see if it worked, and it truly did work. So I was like, wow, this wasn't so hard, but I would have not been able to figure it out myself had I not gotten this help. I do love learning, and I was very thrilled to learn all about this. And like I said, maybe you're brave enough to experiment and learn from someone who really knows what they're doing. That day was fun filled because later I went to Lowe's. And if you don't know already, Lowe's sometimes has really good specials in the back. This was a manager special, and I got a whole bunch of these for so cheap. These was like 22 bucks that I spent, and a lot of them were perennials. Some of them are annuals, but that means there's usually color, and I was thrilled. This is as much as I can show you on this video because I still have a lot going on, but I will probably make an update later, like a garden tour video where you can see all of it put together. By the way, the azaleas were absolutely beautiful, and I actually removed two of these plants, actually three of these plants in here, because I gave them to my neighbor, and I told her, you know what, you might have a little hedge too like mine. I'm going to put an azalea here, another azalea there, and I'm going to help her do the same. So we're both going to have more azaleas, and it's just going to look even more interesting. I did make a video on these Southern Beauties. If you want to watch it, I will link it in the description down below. All right, Prince, come on. Let's go back home because I know you. You can learn a lot by experimenting, by trying new things. And, I can help you along the way. Also, if you want some ideas, I'm really good about that. I'm really good at dreaming big dreams, but also I'm good at coming up with solutions when we have to be realistic. So you can do the same thing, and I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to keep experimenting, keep exploring, keep watching YouTube videos and getting ideas. If you want to watch the autumn cherry tree, I will link it in the description below. Remember that you can create bliss at home, in your garden, and in your life.